All right, hi everybody. This is Ryan Pruitt, episode one of For the People video log, my video log, and we'll see how this goes and what we end up talking about. Might have a random cat walking through every now and then. We'll deal with that as it happens. um, it's called For the People for Kamala Harris because she is my candidate. She is who I want to be the next president. And when you find the person that you want to be the next president, it's exciting when you know what you're looking for and you find it. For me, when I'm looking at a candidate for president, the first thing, honestly, is I want someone who I think will enjoy the job, who wants the job. Um, 2008, Barack Obama and John McCain. John McCain just didn't seem to enjoy it. Um, he didn't seem to want the job. He seemed to. It was more of a. It's something he had to do. Or it was an anti. It just didn't feel like he enjoyed it. Bill Clinton seemed to want to enjoy being president, and he was the first person I voted for. And I mean, I grew up. My family's from Alabama. My family was in the military. I was actually joining the Navy when Bill Clinton was running for president. And I remember the night before we were in boot camp, and the night before election day, our company commander came in, and he told us, I'm not going to tell you how to vote tomorrow, but I want to remind you all that George Bush was a Navy man, was a naval aviator, great war hero, and there's the cat. And learning, whoa, see ya. She fell. And learning what I have about politics, that was at the time that was a really dumb thing my company commander did because his job was to make our life miserable, and here he was telling us um, basically the opposite of what to do. By him telling us, hey, you should probably vote for George Bush. That just, I don't know. I wonder how many people kind of tipped the scales of either from not voting to voting for Clinton. But 92. Bill Clinton was he was cool. There was such a difference between him and George Bush, not just in age, but in philosophy, but also just in motivation, just in having the want to be president. And George, and I remember with Kamala Harris, she was one of those people that I liked even before I I liked her when I knew of her before I even knew her. Uh, she has a very she was a DA in San Francisco. She was the Attorney General of California. So she's got the law and order background. But you listen to her speak and you hear what she believes in. And she's very progressive, very liberal, very proud to be both. And so you have, what I've said is, I mean, she has that mix of being a progressive liberal, but prosecutorial badass. I mean, apparently there's actually going to be a problem on her left with, some in the Democratic Party worried that she's too hard on crime. But to me, thinking nationally, thinking Ohio, thinking Wisconsin, thinking Virginia, that's a plus. I want someone, who can win. I remember, probably around 20 years ago right now, early 1999, hearing about, I hadn't seen a picture of him, didn't know anything else about him. But I remember when I first heard George Bush's son is thinking about running. George W. Bush, the governor of Texas, is thinking of running for president. And at that time, especially with Bill Clinton having a lot of enemies, with the Democratic Party having been in power for 8 years, when I heard just that resume, just that very clean, neat bio, former son of president, governor of Texas, that I don't want to say worried me because I wasn't that involved yet, and I didn't have I hadn't taken any sides back then. But that clean, neat bio, I thought, wow, that's an easy thing to sell. It's an easy thing for people to remember, and so for Kamala Harris to have that law and order background, progressive liberal, that's a clean and neat narrative that she can use as she goes forward. And over the years now, as I've kind of seen more and thought about it more, as a president, what you want, as a presidential candidate, what you want is you need someone that has a clear vision of the way forward, of what they're going to do, or well, of what needs to be done. That's the first part. Here's what needs to be done. And then the second part, though, is I'm the best person to actually do that. Because you're going to have a lot of candidates, and some have already come out. Julian Castro, Kristen Gillibrand, and even going to past candidates like John Kerry. These people had great messages, but they didn't. They're lacking in the second part of I have a great idea for what we need as president, but that second part of I'm the best person to actually carry this out. I mean, I might have some great ideas about what needs to be done for the country, but I don't have the bio. I don't have the clean, neat narrative to sell it. I'm not the best person for my ideas. I know that, which is why I'm glad I found Kamala Harris, because she is. You see here, I've over the years I've gotten more and more involved in politics, and especially presidential elections. 92 was my first vote for Clinton. Like I said, I just remember him being new and young and different. And, it's like President Obama said after during the 2016 campaign, that sometimes voters want that new car smell. Sometimes you just need something different. It's 2019. We definitely need something different, because even the people, which include my family, even the people that are happy with Trump, they're not happy with the way things are. He has brought no joy. He has brought no, this is the good part, and this is what I admire about Senator Harris, is she's probably going to be able to do her entire campaign for, what is it, 22 months right now, and not even mention President Trump. I can't, because he weighs on me. I remember, when he got elected, and, call me a naive, hopeful American, but my first thought when Trump got elected was, I thought, wow, this is a man who has no ties. He had disparaged the Democratic Party, obviously, and he had really crapped on the Republican Party. He made them come to him. So I really thought when he got elected, and having been on TV and wanting to be number one, I really thought he would go to the middle of the road and try to be as popular as he could. I had no idea of that man. And like I said, I even if I was trying to be objective, I don't think President Trump enjoys the job. I don't think he wants to be there. I don't think he ever expected to be there. I'm not going to make him do that 4 more years, even if I wanted to. So that's I'll save that for now as my anti-Trump. But God, I get emotional with this stuff because we all you want to find a purpose, and when you even with these video logs, part of what has inspired me to begin this series is some of my favorite people. My favorite people in life are those that enjoy life. Um, there's I started on YouTube with there was a Collider. It's called Collider.com, and they're Star Wars fans and Marvel movie fans, and in general TV movie fans, and they do these video series, and they enjoy it and they love talking about it. Bill Simmons doing sports, and he's from Boston and a sports guy and a writer, and he loves basketball and he loves his Patriots, and just these people that have a passion and they're happy. Um, why can't I? And this is part of the challenge too, is because you have to learn how to, when you talk about things that you care about, you get emotional. And you have to learn how to tell the emotional stories without getting too emotional. The best words that I've heard that always bring a smile to my face is, "This is Pod Save America, and I'm John Favreau." That's how they open every single one of their podcasts. "Welcome to Pod Save America. I'm John Favreau." And I can't tell you, when you find other people, with social media, and let me just put it with me. I often feel disconnected. I feel different. I've always felt different. I've never felt in the group. And the more you reach out and you find people that think like you do, that say the words that you feel. Kamala Harris, in her opening, when she announced that she was running for president, she said, "I see all of you. All of you. Black and white, men and women, immigrants, Native Americans, white people, people in prison, people that shouldn't be in prison, kids separated from their moms when all they were trying to do was come to America and trying to do it the proper way. And there's, kids in cages right now." That line hit me. And her campaign, when you're a lawyer and you're representing, when she represented San Francisco, when she represented California, and now that she represents America, she stands up and says, "Kamala Harris, for the people." So I'm now for the people. I'm for Kamala Harris for president, and we'll see where this takes us. So thanks for listening to episode 1. We'll keep doing this because it makes me happy. I've got things that I feel like I can say things that maybe other people have only thought, and I can pass on that feeling that these great Americans have given to me. And with that, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.